log into your Zoom, give your tea, and take your ass home. For y'all to even risk that bag is just the dumbest thing to me. If somebody told me, and they will tell me soon, I need you every day at 8 a.m. to just give your opinion about damn hot topics for an hour every day, and I'm gonna pay you $250,000. You think I'm gonna let somebody mess up my bag? Roast me. Roast me, boo-boo. Roast me. Roast me. I'll take it. I'll take the check. I'll take the check. Roast me. Roast me, honey. Give me my $200,000. Roast me. It's not worth losing the bag.
Meloney P.
This show is, be honest, on a very low calorie, high protein diet. Be honest. Shine bright like a beautiful sea. I deserve to be happy. Bright like a diamond. Welcome to another episode of the That's Scary with Meloney P podcast. I am your girl, Meloney P, and we are here to have a conversation, y'all. Now, I know you have been eagerly anticipating my commentary about TGIF and the scandal of Armand and the roast heard across the world because I was on TGIF. I was on TGIF, humble brag. I was on the show. I was behind the scenes. I was with the producers. I talked to Armand. I talked to Al. So I know that you guys want my intake, and I'm kind of joking, but I'm being very serious, y'all. Listen, before we get started, make sure you hit that subscribe button for me, y'all. Right. So also make sure you hit the link in the description, get your Nama products, get your $5 off. Get the euphoria. Thank me later. I am not lying to y'all. Get the euphoria. Get your $5 off. Not lying. Boom. All right, y'all. So listen. Oh my God. What has been going on at TGIF? Like, what is going on? All right. So I was joking, but I'm being serious. I was on the show a couple of months ago as one of their number one fans. And, you know, I have a very close connection in my mind with the cast and with the show. I've watched the show from day one, never really missed an episode. Now, they did get my ass on them damn trivia questions, asking me about Black history, and I was there to talk about TGIF. So I did lose, but I won in the heart of the viewers. All right, so last week there was a episode on not the Real Housewives, child, but it is giving Real Housewives on TGIF with Fox Soul. And if you watch the show, like I watched the show, then you know that typically when one of the hosts has a birthday, the other host roasts the birthday person. Now, I will say that I distinctively remember that when it was Armand's birthday recently, Al gave a very delicate roast, really boring roast, just to be honest. And even Armand was like, that's it. So I wanted to just break this down because I want to give you guys the full definition of what the word roast is, because I am not understanding all of the drama behind Armand just doing his job. A roast. A roast is a form of comedy originating in American humor in which a specific individual, a guest of honor, is subject to jokes at their expense. So let me repeat this for the people in the back, right? A roast is supposed to be jokes at the person's expense. Okay? Intended to amuse the event's wider audience, such events are intended to honor blah, blah, blah. Now, I have to admit to you guys, when I heard this roast, I don't get what all of the hoopla is about. Like, I don't get what all the damn hoopla is about. It's a roast. You go low. You know, Armand roasted Al, and I guess the roast was a bit much for some people, but I think that people read into it and it just made this small thing bigger and bigger. I also think that there's a lot of I don't want to say hate, but maybe a disdain for Claudia. I think that there's a lot of disdain for Claudia, and they just use this as an opportunity to make a small, tumor big, basically. So in the roast, my takeaways from it is that Al was messy. It was a joke. You can't talk about his marriage because he's sensitive. He can't pronounce words. He talks like a second grader sometimes, and he don't be having the facts straight all the time. That's the roast. Like, that is the roast. To me, that is not lose my job, lose my bag worthy at all. I don't get it. Like, please tell me if I'm wrong. Like, I kept seeing people say in the comments that, this was a personal attack and, Armand messes up everything and he can't hold a job and this was intended to be hurtful, whatever. But did y'all niggas not see the damn roast of Tom Brady? Did you not see how one of the roasters basically told Kim Kardashian to close her legs because it's so, her pussy's so big? Like, this is what a roast is. Now, I would love to know whose idea it was. And just coming from my experience, my little experience of being on the show, one of the things that the producer said to me before we went live is that to not be boring, to give it energy, don't be dry, blah, 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 blah. So I would just believe that they probably give the actual host that same push, like, don't be boring, make it fun. You want to get ratings, you want to get people to watch. I'm quite certain that was a direction from the producers of the show. I don't understand what the problem is. I really don't understand what the problem is. And I feel like it's not in the show worthy. If it's anything, it's to take the new attention that's on the show and use it and optimize it to grow the show even bigger. Like, these are 50-year-old and almost 40-year-old people having a game of telephone, like, this is a bag. Ain't none of these people on this show rich and millionaires, no matter how much they want to perceive like they are. And that's one thing I will give Al. He's very transparent about, listen, he got about 11 jobs and he need his bag, whatever. And he's here to work and he's very professional. He comes to work and he goes home. Now, for these people on this platform, especially Claudia, to be in this industry for so long and to not take this opportunity to use it to further catapult the show, it makes me think that this may go deeper than just the roast. Now, Armand did post a episode on his personal platform, I think last night, and it was very dry, but I'll get into that a little bit later. The initial roast that has all this viral bullshit going on, to me, wasn't given any of this drama that it's like attracted. It was a roast. It was a roast in the purest form and definition of a roast. Let it go, right? Now, they're saying that Claudia put a battery in Armand's back. And do I believe that? Here's the thing. When it comes to Claudia Jordan, love her to death. I will say, when I was on the show, she came on the show like late, so I didn't really get a chance to kind of do a little preliminary talk with her the way I did Armand and Al. I will say that Armand and Al was the most gracious, down to earth, nicest people to talk to behind the scenes before the show started. Like, Armand and Al were just so damn nice. So damn nice. I did not have a conversation with Claudia, and that's all I got to say about that. Now, I will say that where there's smoke, there is fire. And I have constantly heard in the industry negative things about Claudia. And whereas I have not obviously experienced that personally, I just feel like there has to be some elements of truth, whether back in the day, current, or whatever. There's always some element of truth when people are kind of having the same narrative over and over. Now, do I think Claudia put a battery in Armand's back? I don't think so. I think that Armand is very good at what he does. I think that he, like me, enjoys a good cackle. Like he says, he enjoys a good, comedy. And when in his video that he posted last night, that's what he kept saying. Like, this was supposed to be something comedic, fun, entertaining, and that's what he did. That's how I took it. Now, if I would have watched that roast before seeing all of the backlash, I wouldn't have thought much of it, you know. Al did look like, visibly affected, we'll say, during the roast. He turned red. He kind of laughed it off. At the end, he was very professional and said he loved everything about it, So I think that people have blown it up the way social media does. But as far as Claudia, I don't know. It's difficult to get a good read on her because, in one ear, she's always talking about power to the people, protect Black women. But then it's this constant narrative that she's a colorist and, she talks about her co-host and she didn't like Funky. She doesn't like Al. So where there's smoke, there's fire. Now, I will also say that one thing about Al, whether he does it just for the cameras, he's always singing Claudia's praises on the show. She's so beautiful. She's this, she's that. She gave him opportunity. So why Claudia would have a disdain for Al, I don't know. Because at least on the show, he's very complimentary of Claudia all the time, almost to make me nauseous, As far as Al, I give him his flowers for keeping it professional. Now, I will say the show that was recorded after the roast show that never even premiered. So if you do go to TGIF, the show with the roast isn't there, which to me is so dumb, so dumb. But anyway, I thought that Al kept it very professional. I thought it was very stupid for them not to air the show. This is a network. And someone made a good point, on The View and on, these other shows where these type of things happen. They don't just go on hiatus when there's some type of drama on their show between the hosts. They don't just disappear and go on hiatus. They take the opportunity because they know that they're going to have even more eyes on them. And then they use the opportunity to get more eyes on them, to get more endorsements and to get, more visibility to the show. Now, Al being in PR should know better than anybody. This is really good. And he's always kind of giving that advice when it comes to other topics. Now, here's the other thing. Your show is called TGIF. You have tea. You have real life hot topic tea going on in y'all neighborhood. And the fact that y'all are going on a hiatus, and I understand that, Armand is saying that this was a pre-scheduled vacation and they're just extending it. I don't believe it. I believe that there was something that happened behind the scenes in terms of Al, because he's very sensitive. And I just think that they just decided to put the show on hiatus. Now, for people like the Funky Dinevas, the Armand Wiggins, the Meloney P's, people who are on YouTube and we see a fellow YouTuber make it and grow their platform, to see this show go on hiatus is just it sucks. It truly sucks. It truly sucks. So yeah, Al, I love him. I think he's very sensitive. I think that, he was affected. Now, this whole thing about not discussing his wife, or his ex-wife, I think that's very dumb. Google exists. We can Google it. We can see it on YouTube. It doesn't go away because we don't talk about it, So I think that really affects him for some reason. Now, I will say one thing that came up to my reminder was when Al was on Basketball Wives back in the day with Evelyn and with Jen. And I remember how messy he was on their episode. So I would believe that Al has an element of mess. I would believe that Al likes the limelight. He likes to, to rub shoulders with, celebrities, who wouldn't? Who wouldn't? Who cares? There's no lies told there. But I think that the issue is coming in to where he is sensitive about, I guess, how he appears, which is strange because he is a bisexual man who speaks about threesomes and this, that, and the third. So he'll go there. But when it comes to himself, you can see on certain episodes where he gets a little bit defensive if, Armand and or Claudia push too much. And I just think in this kind of business, you have to be just very, very, let shit brush off your shoulders, because honestly, any attention, unfortunately, is good attention when you're trying to grow your brand and you're trying to have your show be successful. Now, Armand did post a video last night, and I will tell you, it made me sad. sad. It made me sad because he looked so sad in his video, and he kept saying that, he's not a likable person and he's just come to terms with that. And boo boo, don't say that. Do not say that you're not a likable person. Like you said in your video, people are going to take this opportunity to monopolize on it, to do these videos, to do these think pieces. People who didn't like you are going to come out the woodworks because they feel like you're going to be canceled, or this is their opportunity to make you look bad. I don't think Armand did anything wrong. And I don't think he did anything that is hiatus worthy of the show at all. I think he is a likable person. But here's the thing. I know that Armand, one of his favorite people that he looks up to is Wendy Williams. And he does give, I feel like people like Armand and Funky, they say what people be thinking and are afraid to say. And that's why they're successful. That is why Funky Dineva is successful, because he says what we're thinking and keeps it moving. Now, I feel like they kind of knew what they were getting into when it came to hiring Armand for this show. I think that he's a very much, especially when he was doing his week, when there was kind of rotating host, he came on, he kept it real, he says salacious things, and it is what it is. So what else would you expect? Now I will say, I feel like Armand has kind of been a little bit more flamboyant, which is, he's been a little bit more flamboyant to me since coming on the show. I feel like when I used to watch Armand on his own show, he didn't give he has a little bit more zest, a little bit more flamboyance, in his step, which is nothing's wrong with that. But I will say that maybe he's feeling himself a little bit, as he should, because he works hard. He got a great opportunity and use the opportunity, but you can't be soft-skinned, and he knows that. But I just don't want Armand thinking that he's an unlikable person and he's this and he's that. They're talking about you. People have eyes on the show. Here's the thing. All these idiots who are in the comments talking shit about him, y'all niggas is watching. Y'all are watching. You are watching him. You're taking the time to put a comment in someone's video. You're watching. Nobody makes you watch a video. Nobody makes you watch a show. Nobody. One thing that my fiance said to me that I thought was the best advice, especially when it comes to being on a platform like this, is that everybody ain't gonna like you. Everybody ain't gonna love you. And it is what it is, Now, I will say that the video that Armand posted was very vague. I feel like he was kind of backpedaling and pussy popping and talking in circles and not really giving us anything other than it wasn't his fault. He's not a likable person. And, if there's more to tell, then he'll tell it first. So it was very riddle me this, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't like, hey, this is what happened, blah, 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 blah. I feel like he has learned something from the situation and is being a little bit more vague to protect himself. Rightfully so. This is a business. This is his job. He is a brand and he's doing what is best for his brand. But here is the thing. Y'all niggas is on Zoom. Go to your desk, log into your computer, give your tea, walk away. Get the bag, walk away. If you guys are playing a game of telephone, if you guys are talking about each other at y'all big ages, okay, whatever, but be smart enough to not bring it up. Now, I guess I will myself backpedal and pussy pop and say that that's probably the one thing that I think I could say about his roast that I did not like, that wasn't a smart move, was to kind of hint to workplace drama and to put that in the forefront. That's the only thing about the roast that I think went a bit too far. If conversations are being had amongst the 2 or 3 of you guys, I don't know if I would have said that, because at the end of the day, you do have to work with these people, and that's the whole point of the show, is to work together and to collaborate and to discuss and engage with each other and discuss your opinion. So I feel like that was probably the only mistake that he made. But I feel like this is some shit that should have been handled behind the scenes. y'all need to take a page from everybody damn book. And it's like, or Beyonce, take a page from Beyonce's book. Handle this shit behind. Like, one thing Claudia always says is that don't do this in front of company. And y'all are doing this in front of company. And whereas the company might not be the white people, we are the company. And you're taking people, like one thing that Armand said that I really, really, really agree with in his video is that they should have recorded. They should have not recorded, because they're letting other people get a bag off their names and they're not even getting a bag off their names. Like, I do agree with that. Like, and I said that a little bit earlier, but you don't just go and take a hiatus when the water's boiling. You don't be like, okay, great, my name is on every blog, I'm in everybody's discussion, I'm on everyone's YouTube channel, so let me just run and hide and disappear. That doesn't make any sense. And it just goes to show that maybe there's more going on than what we know. Maybe there's more going on, but at the end of the day, you're here for a check. Get the check and take your ass home. Log into your Zoom, give your tea, and take your ass home. Y'all are way too old. Y'all are way too old to be playing games of telephone and letting it fuck up y'all bag. That's like my biggest thing. Like, your job is to every day be paid well over 6 figures, almost into 2. Well, it's not 2 figures, but what's 6? I guess, I don't know. But, well, y'all making a lot of damn money. And for y'all to even risk that bag is just the dumbest thing to me. If somebody told me, and they will tell me soon, but when someone tells me, hey, I need you every day at 8 a.m. to just give your opinion about damn hot topics for an hour every day, and I'm going to pay you $250,000. You think I'm going to let somebody mess up my bag? Roast me. Roast me, boo-boo. Roast me. Roast me. I'll take it. I'll take the check. I'll take the check. Roast me. Roast me, honey. Give me my $200,000. Roast me. It's not worth losing the bag. It ain't worth it. But listen, y'all, let me know your thoughts. Let me know your true thoughts. Do you really think Armand went too far? When you look at the actual definition of roast, and if you look at the damn Tom Brady roast, do you really think that he did something that was so outlandish that's hiatus worthy? What are your true thoughts about Claudia? Is it where there's smoke, there's fire? Is Armand not a good look for the show? Now, my opinion is he's a great look for the show, and he's getting a lot of eyes on the show, whether good or bad. The eyes are coming. I'm an Armand stan. I love Armand. Do not let them people take your joy. Stick to your guns. Do what you want to do. Your name is in people's mouths. That's a good thing. They want to be you. I love the hair too. But listen, y'all, drop a comment in the comment section, and I will see you in the next episode.